Yo Yankees universe. Hold on to your pinstripes because if you're not screaming at your screen right now, you're not a true fan. We're diving headfirst into the mother of all winter meetings meltdowns, a seismic event that's got the Bronx shaking like a Richter scale apocalypse. Picture Brian Cashman, the puppet master of the Yankees empire, caught in a web of Cody Bellinger's 17-team bidding war that's turning the free agent market into a bloodbath. Emergency pitching raids that expose a rotation in full-blown crisis mode. And a closer chase that's not just a trade rumor, it's a league-altering power grab that could redefine what it means to be a Yankee. This isn't casual news, folks. It's front office anarchy, fan hysteria erupting like Vesuvius, and a conspiracy so deep it feels like the entire MLB is plotting against the pinstripes. We're talking payroll explosions, prospect sacrifices, and a dynasty teetering on the edge of glory or total implosion. Why is this game changing? Because one wrong move here, and the Yankees could go from AL East dominators to laughingstocks overnight. Let's break this down step by step with the raw truth, the hidden agendas, and the stakes that could shatter everything. You ready? Because I am, and trust me, you won't believe the twists. Alright, pinstripe faithful, let's paint the full picture of this winter meetings wildfire, because without the setup, you're lost in the smoke. The winter meetings are supposed to be a civilized summit. Execs in suits, handshakes over lattes, deals sealed with a wink. But this year? It's a war zone. In the last 48 hours alone, 3 massive updates have detonated like cluster bombs across the Yankees landscape, each one more explosive than the last. First, the Cody Bellinger frenzy. Agent Scott Boras drops a bombshell list of 17 teams vying for the 5-tool star, turning what should be a straightforward signing into a gauntlet of greed. Then, the pitching apocalypse. With aces sidelined by surgeries and injuries, Cashman's raiding the market for stopgaps like Brad Keller and Mackenzie Gore, exposing how thin the Yankees' mound depth really is. And finally, the bullpen savior hunt. Trevor Megill emerges as the closer target, a flamethrower who's got teams salivating. Why is the public reacting like this is the end of days? Because it's not just roster moves, it's a symptom of deeper turmoil. Hal Steinbrenner preaches fiscal responsibility, aiming for payroll under $300 million, but Cashman's out here flirting with deals that could shatter that illusion. Fans are outraged, flooding social media with rants. Cashman, what are you doing? Media outlets are in meltdown mode, ESPN's calling it Yankees roulette, MLB.com speculating on a rebuild in disguise. Here's the crazy part. Every update feels interconnected, like a domino effect designed to test the Yankees' resolve. Is this chaos orchestrated, or is it sheer incompetence? People are furious, and with good reason, because if the Yankees stumble here, the season's over before it starts. Let's keep peeling this onion, folks, because the layers of drama just keep coming. Now, to truly grasp the madness, we gotta zoom in on the key players and powers pulling the strings, because this isn't just about stats. It's about legacies, egos, and empires clashing. Start with Cody Bellinger, the golden child of this saga. This guy's a 5-tool marvel who burst onto the scene with the Dodgers, winning a World Series ring in 2020, then bounced to the Cubs before landing in the Bronx for 2023. That season? He was a revelation. .272 batting average, 29 home runs, 97 RBIs, and an OPS of .813, numbers that screamed superstar. But Bellinger's more than a hitter. He's a defensive wizard who can roam center field, patrol the corners, or even hold down first base. His agent, Scott Boras, the shark of sports agents, the guy who engineered deals like Giancarlo Stanton's $325 million monster, is the puppet master here, dangling Bellinger like bait in a shark tank. Boras has named a terrifying lineup of suitors. The Mets, obviously, to spite the Yankees, the Dodgers, his old stomping grounds, the Blue Jays, Giants, Reds, Angels, and more, 17 teams total, a gauntlet that's got Cashman sweating bullets. Cashman's been in constant contact, raving about Bellinger as a great fit, who hits lefties, hits righties, and is a contact guy. But the Yankees brass? Hal Steinbrenner, the owner with the iron fist on finances, has publicly stated that $300 million payroll is the sweet spot, keeping them out of the competitive balance tax's harshest tiers. The team sits at $283 million already, and Bellinger could command $30 million AAV, boom, over the limit. Yet Boras hints the Yankees aren't balking, pointing to last year's aggressive Juan Soto pursuit as proof of their boldness. On the pitching front, Brad Keller's a right-handed enigma. Royals alum who morphed into a Cubs reliever beast last year, 69.2 innings, 2.07 ERA, 27.2% strikeout rate, 56.1% ground ball rate. He's got starter experience from 2018 to 2020, 3.50 ERA, making him a chameleon arm. Gore? Nationals lefty phenom, drafted first overall in 2017 with all-star flashes, 3.02 ERA in the first half of 2024, 30.5% K rate, but injuries, shoulder inflammation, ankle impingement, cratered his second half to 6.75 ERA. He's controllable at $4.7 million next year, with one arbitration year left. Trevor Megill? Brewers' closer assassin, a 2021 draftee who's exploded. 99.2 miles per hour average velocity on his four-seamer, 2.88 ERA, 31% K rate, 50 saves. Cheap at $4.2 million in 2026, with 2 years of control. The Yankees? They're CBT heavyweights, but Steinbrenner's mantra, "Take everything to me," gives Cashman leeway. Prospects like Jason Dominguez, the 20-year-old phenom with 30 HR power, and Spencer Jones, the toolsy outfielder Cashman calls earned a look, are in play. This background isn't fluff, it's the foundation of the conspiracy. Why Bellinger now? Why these pitchers? It's all tied to a bigger game. Now we get to the juicy stuff, the conspiracy angle that has me whispering into the mic like we're plotting a heist. Is this winter meetings drama just bad luck, or is there a grand, shadowy scheme at play? Let's connect the dots, folks, because nothing adds up without suspicion. Bellinger's 17-team gauntlet drops right after Kyle Schwarber inks a $150 million deal with the Phillies. Coincidence? Or a calculated move to inflate Bellinger's price, forcing Cashman into a bidding war that drains the Yankees' coffers? Boras, the master manipulator, says the Yankees aren't limiting payroll, but Steinbrenner's $300 million ceiling screams otherwise. Why mention Soto's pursuit as proof? To bait Cashman into overcommitting just like the Mets did last year. And the pitching panic? Garrett Cole and Clark Schmidt out with Tommy John surgeries, Cole back May-June, Schmidt later, Carlos Rodon sidelined by elbow surgery until April-May. Sounds like a curse, right? Or sabotage. Whispers in the league say rival teams are colluding to weaken the Yankees, keeping them from stacking superstars. Cashman's eyeing Keller as a flexible patch and Gore via trade, but the Nationals want premium prospects. Part of a league-wide plot to strip the Yankees bare? Megill? The Brewers trade stars like Corbin Burns and Devin Williams as they near free agency. Why not him? This feels orchestrated. Boras driving up demand, teams circling like vultures, all to prevent the Yankees from reloading. Is Cashman in on it, or is he the patsy? Rhetorical question time. Why now when the Yankees are vulnerable? Why these specific targets? Is too neat, too suspicious. Fans are screaming conspiracy on Twitter. Boras is rigging the game. Executives are tight-lipped, but the patterns scream manipulation. What if this is the league's way to enforce parity, crushing the Yankees dynasty? You decide, but the evidence is piling up. To really ramp up the stakes, let's compare this Yankees turmoil to the ghosts of baseball past, because history is the ultimate judge and it's not kind to the complacent. Bellinger's chase? Echoes the Juan Soto saga of 2023. Aggressive pursuit, media frenzy, but Soto slipped to the Mets for $440 million. Now, with Schwarber off the board, it's like the league's learned from that heartbreak, banding together to block the Yankees again. Keller's multi-role flexibility? Reminds me of Luis Severino's prime, bouncing between starter and reliever before injuries derailed him. Gore's injury-plagued arc? Straight out of Garrett Cole's early days, massive upside but fragility that could haunt him. Megill's velocity dominance? Think Aroldis Chapman in his Yankees heyday. 100 miles per hour heat, saves galore but durability questions. Compared to rivals, the Phillies just locked Schwarber, signaling they're the new spenders. The Dodgers always lurk in trades. The Brewers are serial traders, dealing vets for prospects. Yankees patterns? Always chasing the shiny object. Remember the Robinson Cano extension that backfired, or the Aroldis deal that fizzled? This cycle of overambition and scrambling has fans divided. Classic Yankees hubris versus they'll pull it off. Media's drawing parallels to the 2010s rebuild failures. Here's the intrigue. Is this the start of another dark age or a phoenix rising? Compared to league norms, the Yankees' CBT woes mirror the Dodgers' tax burdens, but without the wins. It's a cautionary tale unfolding in real time. Time to dissect the roster implications, because this isn't just about adding players, it's about reshaping the Yankees' DNA for better or worse. Bellinger as the centerpiece? He'd be Aaron Judge's perfect sidekick, providing lefty power and versatility across outfield spots and first base. Manager Aaron Boone's dream for lineup protection and defensive flexibility. But at $30 million AAV, he'd balloon payroll to $313 million, torpedoing Steinbrenner's $300 million goal and inviting CBT penalties that could cripple future spending. Alternatives? If Bellinger flops, Cashman's hinted at trading prospects like Spencer Jones, who's earned a spring look, or Jason Dominguez for Kyle Tucker. Risky, as Dominguez is a top 10 prospect with 30 HR potential. Pitching-wise, Keller's a godsend. Start until Cole back May-June, and Rodon April-May, return then shift to relief, filling the 2 to 3 month gap with his 2.07 ERA chops. Gore. A cheaper long-term fix at $4.7 million, but trading prospects, maybe mid-tier guys like Ben Rice or Trey Sweeney, keeps CBT at bay. Megill. A $4.2 million steal, bolstering the pen after losing Evan Williams and Luke Weaver, stabilizing late innings with his 31% K rate. Depth chart woes? Rotation's a skeleton. Nestor Cortez and Luis Gil are solid, but no depth. Bullpen's thin without those arms. Salary dynamics? Yankees are $283 million, $1 million from CBT Tier 3. Trades are smarter than free agents. Development concerns? Dominguez and Jones are future MVPs. Trading them feels like mortgaging tomorrow for today. Rhetorical bomb. Is Cashman prioritizing short-term wins over long-term empire building? Fans are debating, sacrifice prospects versus protect the farm. It's a high-wire act.